Good morning, good afternoon, and
Good morning.
Good morning twice. And welcome to the
Good afternoon.
Southrn Magic Podcast. Yes, good afternoon as well. All right, I am your host for this week, Matt, and we are joined by a possible JPEG image of Grant. Okay, you moved. Right. and Will, and a new member. We have none other than the Ginger Avenger, the Merfolk Madman, Drew. How are you doing, Drew? Welcome to
Hey,
the
Drew.
podcast.
I'm good. Happy to be here. How are y'all?
Good.
Oh,
We brought you on here solely to talk about the Iron Bowl.
No, all right, we're done. I'm out. I'll see you later.
All
Bye,
right, we'll
guys.
see y'all next week.
Dude, I've been smiling for 4 days straight. That is highlight of my semester.
Yeah. Were you at that game?
I wasn't. I was watching from the comfort of my own couch.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, no,
All
we were having a bit of a watch party, and the electricity though.
Who won?
Yeah, I had to wellness check Josh in the middle of the fourth. I literally said, "You okay, buddy?"
No.
He didn't reply until the end of the game. He's just sipping on tequila like we made it.
Did Alabama win?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one with the most spectacular last-second touchdown. 4th and 31.
Spectacular. Spectacular is not the word I would say.
Spectacular is the
word
word
I'd
anyone
say.
else would say.
Cheating bastards is what I would say.
There was one face mask that I was like, "Oh, how did we get away with that?"
Oh yeah, no, that was brutal. That was grotesque. But also,
If you
there's the
get to-
illegal shift that got called against us. So, whatever.
This is now an SEC podcast. I'm sorry to let y'all
Yes.
know.
All right.
Well,
all right.
listen,
And
That's,
then we're also going to be like Ned's the Classified, where we all bang
Listen.
each other.
Listen,
it
it
was
is
a great game if you just cut off the last 5 seconds of it.
This is the Southern Magic Podcast. I mean, obviously, I feel like a lot of our listeners are going to be in the Southeast, so this is something that's very pertinent to them. So I'd see no problem with it. I have not. I don't really follow sports. I never really have. So I kind of try to like carry on an enthusiasm with everybody. Like whenever they're excited about something, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
I can help if you want. So in between the month of like August and like late November, there's this sport called football that people play. All right.
Is that the same thing the Europeans play?
No, actually, it's called the same thing, but one of them is played with your foot.
Let me make a quick clarification for Will. That's the point in time in which they play football, but there's a period from like the beginning of August to like the end of like July where people talk about football in the South. So you get like 1 week, and that's just like back to school stuff.
Now, this is in Europe that you're talking about?
Yeah, this is in Europe. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I will say, I do think, I mean, it's great that America and especially the South loves football so much. I will say I don't want to say I admire soccer clubs in Europe, but those dudes go hard for soccer. Like they get mad about stuff over there.
oh,
The one thing
get
I'll
mad
give-
over here. So,
Well, they
The one thing I'll
kill
give
each
soccer
other
club-
over there, though.
That's Brazil. That's
Yeah.
Brazil. They'll kill each other over football in Brazil. In Europe,
we
they'll
just
just like
we just
drink.
in depth threats the kickers. That's the pastime usually.
And break
So-
break a few TVs, I guess.
imagine like the Philadelphia Philadelphia when the Eagles play, but like that's every city in
Yeah.
the United Kingdom.
Whenever
That's how
the
they feel
Eagles
about
play in
football.
Philadelphia, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. They set the city on fire.
Mhm.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we have been on a little bit of a break. So I know that we had said this is going to be a weekly podcast. We had a little bit of a lull there because things just kind of got a little bit crazy with the holidays, people being on break, traveling, and whatnot. So, and we did record one thing last week, and I tried my best to get it uploaded, but it just was not happening. The software did not behave with us that time. But it is something fun. I don't want to spoil what it is for if we do it in the future. But it is a fresh take on the podcast formula, and I think it'll be fun when we're able to do that. But it just did not happen last week. So
we're thinking about filming it. We're thinking about filming it live next time. So
yes,
see how it goes.
Yeah, for any of our viewers or listeners who are interested, we do stream every day to every other day on Twitch at southernmagic.twitch.tv. So if we do that, that will be there. But of course, we'll give prior notification when we do that.
For sure.
But so this feels like Groundhog Day a little bit. One of our first couple episodes, we're discussing BNR because there was a BNR announcement. Was that a month ago now or something, or is it 2 months? I don't even know. Time is a weird construct to me now. Some period of time ago, and everybody was sure that it was going to be Fury that was going to get hit in Modern, and then we had no changes. But the WotC gods decided to deliver us a live stream yesterday or day before, stating that there will be another BNR on this Monday. So if you're listening to this on Friday, it'll be the following Monday of that. So what are y'all's predictions for that?
Well, I have a comment about it, and let me tell you, I know that I don't think any of us queued for the RC in Atlanta, right?
I don't believe so.
Any of us were. I know.
Wait, no. Caleb won one, or was that for Denver?
That was for Denver.
That was for Denver. Yeah.
Yeah. So every person that I know has queued has sent. I don't know why they sent me a message, but they sent me a message freaking out because they're like, all the testing we did. It doesn't matter. And they're like, I wish I could send you the messages, but it's hilarious because everyone is just now stopped. They're just taking a break now. They're just like, okay, I guess we just wait to see what happens because they gave their little itty bitty hints on basically what they were gonna ban, right? Like they said something about like sideboards, right? What was it? It was like they said, there's not a card that should get all these cards, right?
It was something like that. It was a very thinly veiled, like, it's just not fun when someone has access to all the correct cards out of their sideboard in a game, which is, if you read the tea leaves even slightly, that's Karn.
Yeah.
And
No, it's Fae of Wishes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, not just Fae. It's just granted, so you can play the 2 mana 1/4, but you can't cast granted. I think, and also Mastermind's Acquisition. We got to take
That's going to be the biggest WotC move of all time. We heard you loud and clear in Explore. Mastermind's Acquisition is banned.
And then just to make the format a little bit more interesting, we're going to legalize Fury in Pioneer. You can now play it in Pioneer, so that way these decks are all in check now.
So my thought. That's a very. Wouldn't it be so funny if they just said no changes again? No changes, just for the second time.
I would sell everything. All right, we're done with this game.
No, here's what's really good.
But I really do think. My prediction is obviously they're going to ban Karn and they said that there was going to be an unban in Pioneer. I can't think of what could be unbanned.
I can think of one.
Looter Scooter.
Fop.
Give me Looter Scooter.
I think it would be nice, but I also think that card is the Looter Scooter is extremely powerful.
Here's the real question: do you think they're going to ban Geological Appraiser?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't think they are.
You don't think they are?
Well, hold on. First of all, Drew, let's hear your predictions, and then we can go into this. Me and Matt can get into a fight.
Sure. All right. So my hot take: unban Golgari Grave Troll, unban Inverter of Truth. Let the chaos ensue. No,
That's very good take. Very good take. Now, Matt, I don't think that they're going to ban Geological Appraiser because, like, card's only been out. By the time the ban announcement comes out, that card will have only been out for a week.
Well, they
And
banned
Watsy-
Tybalt's Trickery like a couple weeks.
But that
ago.
was like the discrepancy of Cheaty McWins with Tybalt's Trickery and Geological Appraiser. There's a wide margin there because Tybalt's Trickery can high roll into like 15 mana creatures, whereas Geological Appraiser, yes, you can win on the spot, but it's also like if you have a removal spell for a 4 mana 3/2 on turn 3, it just kind of stops.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree that it is one of the more. It is one of the more. It's almost like Belcher in a way. It is one of the more easily disruptible things. But if you don't have the disruption, it kills you just outright. So and Dampening Sphere stops it on the spot. They can't do anything if Dampening Sphere comes down. Like I think there's a possibility that maybe it's like kind of what they did with Nexus of Fate. Where they ban it in best of one or something like that. If we're just talking about arena, I definitely think it should be banned out of best of one. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's not really a real format, so
it's not real.
Who cares? Going off of their philosophy that they try to preach all the time about how we want to create a fun, environment where everybody can play their decks. I don't think Geological fits into that narrative they're trying to build. It is kind of my thought. So I'm not disagreeing with you that it's easy to disrupt. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I just think that looking at it from their point of view, I think they could see, okay, we need to get rid of this.
Well, here's the thing. Well, so I agree with you that it is just kind of. Well, I was just gonna say I agree that's also kind of not fun. But while it's easy to disrupt, just having a 1-card combo means that you can get it multiple times. So yeah, it's easy to disrupt the first one. What about the second one? What about the third one? Yeah. They have at least 8 cards that they just cast as it resolves, they win. So sure, the first one's easy to disrupt, but so many times they're gonna get the second one, the third one. You can't kill them after they resolve the first one. I think that's really what the problem with is. It's 1 card, it resolves, you win.
I have a galaxy brain of what they're going to unban. You know what stops Cascade decks?
Oh God! Please no!
Bring back the fairy.
I'm just saying.
So I would like to offer one quick rebuttal about their philosophy. You said it's their philosophy. I would like to remind you that it took them a good 3 months to ban Oko.
Yes.
It took them a good chunk of time to ban Oko. And now, albeit maybe they've learned from that Oko mistake, but it would not surprise me if we don't see Geological Appraiser getting banned on the 4th of December, 2023.
Yeah, and certainly, look, listen. At the end of the day, I am not going to be marching in the streets with pitchforks and torches if they don't ban Geological Exploration. I don't really care. It's a funny deck. If it gets out of hand in some way because of some other broken card they print down the line, then we might need to reassess. But as it stands right now, it's just a good 1-card combo that can be disrupted. So that's not really my big thing I'm wanting to focus on right now.
I feel you.
I'll also add the consideration. So also I think with the RC coming up, I don't think anyone wants to see that deck being played, especially if it manages to make top 8. I could very easily see a world where there's 2 or 3 decks of that copies of that deck in the top 8, and that would just be a miserable watching experience. I think they want to prevent that from being the case. So I think this ban announcement being right before the RC increases the argument for them to ban that.
That's a really good point. That is a really good point. However, I do know that the entirety, or at least a good 85% of Grindr Magic Twitter is going to be extremely upset if they see it banned, because I know for a fact a bunch of them have been testing that deck. Like, like there's no way. Like, that's got to be like a Channel Fireball deck. At least a couple of those guys are taking it to the RC.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. Like,
how silly it is that they're actually going to be banning. Well, they're not confirmed, but like banning Karn now. Mono Green has fallen off like real hard.
It has.
And now they're finally just going to kick it. Oh, they're good.
We lost Drew.
Well,
hang on.
Lost Drew. Apologies to.
And I'll keep my eye on the room.
We'll just edit this out.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, we can just wait till he comes back and you can edit it.
There it is, Drew. No, I won't even have to edit that. That's fine.
Drew, you good? Okay.
Nice. So while we are still kind of on Pioneer,
Phone that I was using for hotspot died.
Do you mind? Rip. All right. So while we're still on Pioneer, though, that a lot of people are thinking there's going to be an unban. I didn't actually watch the stream, so did they like tease an unban happening in Pioneer?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't watch the stream either.
All right.
I basically every time Twitch goes live, or I mean Wizards goes live, I'm working. I'll see the notification pop up on my phone, and I'm just like, okay, well I'll check Twitter later and just see what I need to see, and don't have to listen to all the banter and everything.
Would y'all like me to read off the Pioneer ban list, and then y'all give what you think is going to get unbanned?
Yes, please.
Sure. Go for it.
All right. So we'll just go alphabetical order, and I'm just going to say the fetch lands just to make that easier. So fetch lands, Balustrade Spy, Expressive Iteration, Felidar Guardian, Field of the Dead, Inverter of Truth, Kethis, Leyline of Abundance, Luris, Nexus of Fate, Oko, Once Upon a Time, Smuggler's Copter, 3-mana Teferi. There goes Grant.
They'll join back. It pops them back in when they rejoin. There we go.
All right. So here I'll repeat: Smuggler's Copter, Teferi, Undercity Informer, Underworld Breach, Uro, Veil of Summer, Walking Ballista, Wilderness Wreck, Winota, and that's it.
Okay. I have 3 ideas.
All right.
I already mentioned Smuggler's Copter. I think that's a reasonable deck. It is a really strong card. It goes in almost any deck. But I think it's one of the best ways to combat something like Phoenix or Rakdos, which have been the best decks for a little bit. I think we need more fronts to fight them on. Other options are Felidar Guardian, just because that combo isn't the worst combo we've seen in Pioneer. Like the easiest to assemble. If we have Geological Appraiser legal even for a week, I think we can test out the combo. The Felidar Guardian combo without Teferi and without Veil of Summer in the format. I think that's a reasonable deck. I wouldn't be shocked to see that unbanned. If it doesn't, I could also just see Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer without being able to protect those combos doesn't seem entirely unreasonable to me. Especially, again, with things like Phoenix and Rakdos being 2 of the best decks. Another front to fight them on.
Yep. My 3. Okay, you want to go?
Oh yeah, I'm still getting a lot of latency. So, I do have one small rebuttal. Veil of Summer, I think, would be just a little bit too strong, because I think it would give the 4-color amalgamation decks just make it way too good, in my opinion. Like, it would just make their matchup against a blue-based control deck just almost free.
Sure, but aren't those decks also notoriously slow, and so it could potentially allow more aggro decks back into format? I could very much see that leaning towards like a solitaire route of like that deck's really good, so now aggro's good. Well, aggro's good, so now control's good. Well, now control's good, so we have the 4-color deck. I think that's a sign of a really healthy format.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not saying you're wrong.
I just think Veil of Summer might be. I think Veil of Summer just might be a touch too far. But I mean, I really have no idea what they could unban from this list.
If just kind of going off of that, I don't feel like it's going to be a green card. Because if they're making comments, very, as I said before, thinly veiled comments towards mono green as a problem, even though, as we said, the mono green's kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't think they're going to want to unban a green card unless their thought process is we're going to ban Karn, but we're still going to make the deck playable because we're going to give you Veil or Layla.
So about that, I think you're on the right track because that was my thought too. I think they're gonna ban Karn, unban Leyline of Abundance.
I was just about to say that exact thing. Yeah, that definitely sounds like something that would happen because that would make mono green focus more on the old version of like stompy big creatures cheating out big stuff instead of this combo deck, this weird combo deck.
Yeah, because if you look at the metagame right now,
I think that would actually be. I think that would be a good direction for mono green to go, to just go straight like
big old stompy
ramp into huge creatures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My concern or question with if they unban Leyline of Abundance, how quickly can they ramp out to something like Ulamog if they do that? I don't remember because it's been a long time since I've looked at that deck or done that math. But
Leyline
is that not potentially even?
Okay, so you go. Okay, so you would go turn 1 elf. So, okay, forest into elf. Okay, so first of all, 7 cards in your hand. You have 6 cards in your hand. You've put a Leyline of Abundance onto. Let's say, doesn't it stack?
Well, let's see.
And I think that's a little bit.
All right, so maybe not Leyline of Abundance.
I would be. Maybe not. I wouldn't be absolutely floored, like completely shocked if they did that, but I think that's still a little bit too much right now. I do agree with the logic of, let's ban Karn, make mono green a little bit worse, unban something else, make it a little bit better. I could totally see that happening. I just think Leyline of Abundance still might be a little too powerful for that deck.
Haven't they banned didn't they ban it and unban it once, or was that Oath of Nissa?
That was Oath of Nissa.
Okay.
Both, yeah. However, Leyline, I want to say Mono Green Devotion got a couple of cards banned from Pioneer just because of it.
Yeah, that was like one of the first well-established decks of Pioneer was that the original Mono Green Stompy Beatdown deck with Leyline and Elves and Friends.
You know who's not that strong? Oko. Let's put Oko in there, and while we're at it, let's put Uro in there too, because obviously, what's the name of the red-black one? I can't even remember the name, so we might as well put in Uro, because it's equally the same.
Are you talking about
Croxa?
Talking about
that's the one, yeah.
Obnixilus? Strong Nixus?
No.
The adversary?
Honestly,
that's 3 mana.
Oh yeah, 3 mana.
So okay, so it sounds like we're kind of doubting the idea of a mono green card being unbanned. So if we
I think it's either going to be Leyline of Abundance, Smuggler's Copter, or I hate to say it, but 3 Fairy. Because I think that will be the funniest thing in the world. They just, all right, we have a way to fight this. Here you go, guys. And we go, no. Not like that.
Wait. Yeah, the John Bird.
Wait. No.
So, okay, yeah, I'll be honest. As far as the unban goes, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, because everything seems, unless they do something really grandiose like unban the fetch lands, which I highly doubt they will.
There's.
I'm not sure. But okay, so I don't think I gave my predict. Did we only give predictions for Pioneer? Or are we talking about Modern? Or we did?
We're just doing Pioneer right now.
I think we took a little longer on Pioneer because it had the unban as well.
Okay. If I actually wrote down what my predictions were. I think in Pioneer, I think Karn's getting banned. I think you also have to ban Fable, or Fable's going to be shortly banned afterwards. Because if they only ban Karn and don't unban anything for Mono Green, then I feel like Fable just runs the format at that point. Because it's such a powerful card that goes in so many different things. And Rakdos is already, pick your flavor of Rakdos. Like, it's already, like, really dominant in the format. So
I still think we need to ban Treasure Cruise. I don't think.
Yeah. Yes. Finally, someone else is saying it.
Yeah. Our card is way too strong.
Yeah.
You see, Phoenix just churn their deck.
My real honest hot take for the Pioneer ban / unban is going to be something like, what was it, 2019, 2020, when we had that absolute Tybalt's Trickery and like 19 other things got banned. I think that's what we're going to see in Pioneer. I think they're going to unban something like Veil of Summer or Smuggler's Copter, then ban the Discover guy, ban Treasure Cruise, ban Karn, ban Fable, maybe ban something else. It's just going to be, if you ban just Karn, Red Black's too good. You ban just Karn Fable, Phoenix is too good. I think it's going to be a big domino effect. If one thing goes, so 3 other things have to go.
We're banning the format, play standard.
So maybe like I can't remember the term for it. A just clean sweep of the format, just ban everything problematic and just
a reset, reset, if you will.
Rotation.
Pioneer 2. What was that format they tried for a bit? Frontier.
God. Oh God.
What was Frontier? It was like
it was no. It was the neo-Nazi format because they were like, you can just play whatever you want to, it started out as like you can just play whatever you want to. And then the neo-Nazis took over because they were like, yeah, because now we can play stuff like Crusade, and now I can play my extremely offensive deck, and you can't get mad.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Original inventor was like, that's not what I wanted.
That's not what we do. Wow, I did not know that. I am perfectly happy keeping the game unfun for the skinheads.
So, Karn the Great Creator, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and Treasure Cruise. Gone. See ya. Bye.
Okay.
And Geological Appraiser, even though I don't think that's going to happen, but one can hope. All right, Modern, the next format on the docket.
So Modern,
they have to fix it. There's freaking nobody's playing that format anymore.
Yeah,
nobody's playing it. It's just bean soup or freaking scam.
I can't believe you would call it bean soup. Bean soup is just chili.
Okay, it's just chili and freaking.
Well, I mean, it's just bean soup. It's not. It doesn't have like the meat and the tomatoes and stuff in it. So
so it's like
plain beans. It's boring. It's boring. It just tastes like soil.
Tastes like fury, and it tastes like isolation and getting angry.
I feel like the reason why this happened is a little bit because of that Modern challenge that didn't fire online for the first time in how many years?
At least like 3-4 years.
I didn't even hear about that.
I think the last time it didn't fire was when Oka was still in Modern.
Yeah, it was bad. I'll have to find it, but yeah, it was a Modern challenge that didn't fire because everyone dropped the format. So yeah,
my predictions for Modern, Fury, I feel like goes without saying now. I feel like Fury's one of them. If they really want to hit the nail on the head, they're going to do Fury and Grief, but that's going to be pretty backbreaking. I
think.
Then again, Rakdos scams and breaking the back of the format for for years now at this point. So,
what if we just bite the bullet? We just ban all the elementals, and we also ban all the forces.
I'd be down.
Take the 3 cards away.
Let me keep negation. Let me keep force of negation.
That's what I'm saying. It's what if we just wipe it all out? Just any card that says, play for free, just leave, and then Amulet Titan just wins forever.
Now, here's my thought. WotC's going to take that information and go, you know what? We haven't banned a card from Amulet Titan in like 2 years. Why not? Let's ban a card from Amulet Titan and no other changes.
No other changes, no explanation.
No other changes.
I feel like the way that WotC sometimes bans and unbans cards, it's like, did y'all ever see the episode of South Park where Cartman finds out where Family Guy gets their jokes from? It's like a randomly selected by a manatee in a big pool. That's a deep cut South Park reference. I love South Park.
Here's not a deep cut. It's like that Family Guy episode where they make T-shirts and it's just a monkey throwing darts at a billboard.
That is a good one.
Yeah, no, that's what it sometimes feels like.
Here you go.
But
boom, ban, dunk, arboreal grazer, dunk.
Like modern. The preordained ban was so out of left field. Like nobody saw that coming, and it was like okay.
What we gotta do? We gotta unban Ponder
now we just need Ponder. Come on. Let's just turn. I mean, modern is going to become legacy. Modern is going to become legacy eventually. Let's just come on. Let's make it legacy already.
I mean, that's almost what it feels like they're doing with like what they're trying to do with Pioneer and what they're in the process of doing with Modern. It's like slowly phasing out legacy. It's just like Pioneer is now Modern, Modern is now legacy, and then Standard is whatever Standard is.
I gotta say, small tangent. Standard is really fun right now. I'm having a lot of fun with Standard. I love the domain deck. It's great. It just got really bad because we didn't get any cards from Ixalan, but it's a great deck. I love it. Standard's great. You should play Standard.
I like the idea of playing Standard. Just every single tournament result I see is it's 5 Esper mid-range decks, all with Shieldred, and then other decks with Shieldred in it. It's like the presence of Shieldred is kind of what's like scared me off of it. It's like Shieldred the format right now.
Well, why don't you play Shieldred?
I gotta say, Matt, that might have happened like the first week of Standard, but it has vastly changed recently. Like a lot of things have like switched up around it. Like Azoria's control is back because of Tishana's Tidebinder. And like who knew that a 3-mana stifle can be good in other formats.
3-mana stifle on a Merfolk body.
But like
an inferior creature, but
Yes, on a Merfolk, very Rakdos Sacrifice making a comeback in Standard, Gruul Dinosaurs becoming a deck, Boros Aggro Standard. While yes, a lot of things like it used to be, it's just Esper midrange with Shieldred. People are slowly starting to like bring more stuff out that beats Esper midrange, and then stuff that beats the stuff that beats Esper midrange. Okay. It's like I don't know. I think I'm going to bat, and I will stay at bat for Standard right now. I think it's very fun.
No, I would love to play Standard. Like the Gruul Dinosaurs list honestly looks really fun. Like I really, really want to play with Bonehorde Dracosaur. Like that card just looks so fun to me. Like a 5-mana do nothing that just wins you the game or almost wins you the game if you untap with it is like really sweet. So. Okay, here's also a deck that's been coming around in Standard. So you know how ramp decks, they're usually green, right? There is a black-red
ramp deck going around right now.
I have not heard of that one. That's interesting.
There is Reed Duke in the standard last chance played a black-red ramp deck that had no Shieldreds, by the way. This is a red and black deck with no Shieldreds. The 7 creatures are 4 Archfiend of the Dross and 3 Itali Primal Conquerors. You got 2 Chandra's Hope's Beacon. Your ramp spell is 4 Big Score. You've got 1 the Iron Crag and 2 the Celestus, and everything else is just like and also 27 lands. So
yeah. I mean, wait, I mean, I'm assuming there's some creature lands in there too, because like like Hive and Den. I feel like there's a black-red aggro list somewhere that people just aren't playing. Like, there's that 1 black 1 drop. There's like, I'm sure there's a 2 drop somewhere in there. You have Graveyard Trespasser, Shieldred into Dracosaur. Like, it has such a butter curve. Like, I feel like it's somewhere in there, but I don't know. You know, people who play more standard than me probably have tried it and found it to not be great. But I feel like if I was going in blind, I would want to do some kind of Rakdos aggro list, or Rakdos mid range, whatever you want to call it.
You should brew it and stream it.
Okay, this is the last thing I'll say about standard. There's currently a Gruul aggro deck that is only $100, and the most expensive card is one copy of Boseiju Who Endures. Everything else is below $10. So
okay, that's what's up.
All right, so now we can move on. Sorry, that was my little tangent about standard. I love playing standard. It's a great format. That's fine.
No, that's fine. So I think I kind of went off on a tangent on my predictions for Modern. So Fury and Beans. Those are my 2. If I have to pick 2, I'm going to say those 2.
I'm gonna insert another little bit of a hot take. Fury, 100%. That card is gone. I don't see a world in which it's not. I don't want to live in a world where it's not. If they ban Fury, I don't think there's a need to ban Beans. I think if you ban Beans, every deck that plays Beans gets so much worse that it's just better to run One Ring over Beans at that point, and there's no reason to actually ban it. Now, would I be mad if they do? No. Is there a need to, though? I don't think so. I think One Ring just becomes better in a Furyless world.
That is a very good take.
Which would be really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Aether Vial does. It's so surprising to see Aether Vials at $5 a piece. That's so crazy.
I still want them to unban Yorion because their reasoning still makes me freaking vomit.
Look.
It's so hard to shuffle these cards.
Okay, Will, do you think that they should unban Sensei's Divining Top and Legacy?
So here is my reasoning for Sensei's
Divining Top. It's a yes or no question, Will. It's a yes or no question.
I think that if you ever go 0-3 in a tournament, you are banned from playing Sensei's Divining Top, Tundra, Hallowed Fountain. You get it. That's my take.
Tisk. And yet you say we should unban Yorion and Modern.
Should unban Yorion. Because they said it was a dex issue because our hands can't handle it.
I am kind of on Will's side. As far as the Sensei's Dividing Top gets banned, I feel like that card, and this sounds like a very harsh take to have, but I feel like Sensei's Divining Top died for the sins of bad players. Like if you watch if you watch like the Masters of Miracles, like Reed Duke, Joe Lissette, if you watch those guys, and Brian Braun-Duin played it a good bit. If you watch any of their Miracles matches, they never spent more than like 3 or 4 seconds like resolving Sensei's Top, unless it's like a really pivotal turn or whatever. They might think
then you watch somebody like Drew Anderson play it, and it goes forever.
They go like this. They go.
Yeah, they do it, and then they put it down. They go, "Hang on, I'm gonna do it again."
Miracles can't make it a their life.
Miracles, I feel like was a very fun deck to watch played by good players who like knew the deck backwards and forwards. Yeah, like one of the best matches that I've seen on the SCG tour circuit was I think Reed Duke on Miracles against Tom Ross, who's on Infect, and that's a very fun game.
Oh God, yeah. That is definitely one of the games of all time. Like really good. That is no. Sorry, that came out as a meme, but yes, please go watch it. It's on YouTube. There's been like I think SCG put it as one of their like
the best of. I think.
Yeah, it was on one of the best of series. It's up there with Patrick Sullivan versus Tom Ross or versus Ross Merriam. It's up there as one of the best ones.
So I gave my predictions, and Grant, did you give your prediction for Modern?
I did not. So my prediction is going to be very similar to yours. I will say I have been swayed. Drew has made me realize that I don't think they're going to ban Beans. I think they're going to ban either Fury or Grief. It wouldn't surprise me to see them both go, but I think Fury's going to get the ban hammer. Mm-hmm. And I think, which is wild because like it's just pyrokinesis. It's just pyrokinesis. I'm pretty sure it's also the pyrokinesis is just legal in Modern. But I think Fury's going to get banned. I don't think it's not.
For pyrokinesis isn't legal. It was in alliances, I think.
Well, even then, it's also it's a pyrokinesis that can stick around. It's two pyrokinesises that also is an 8/8. Basically, that's
the important part. It was pyrokinesis that's free.
Pyrokinesis is free.
Oh.
Pyrokinesis is for red. You may exile a red card. It deals 4 damage divided creatures. So anyways, well, all right. Well, maybe pyrokinesis is just too good for Modern. Fury's getting banned. I don't think Beans is getting banned. I think it would be really cool to see them restrict the One Ring in all formats. Not just not necessarily a prediction. I think that they might just ban it outright, but I think it would be really cool to see them maybe also take one more step with lore, as like the One Ring is now restricted to 1 copy in all formats it's legal in because it's
like an
the
errata,
One
you
Ring.
have 1 copy in your deck.
Yeah, like an errata, like the Radiant series from Pokemon. It's like you can only have 1 copy in your deck because it's the One Ring, in the whole 75, which would probably make Karn decks a little better, but it's still just like I think that would be really cool as like a step towards lore and a step towards like format growth and positivity. But also at the same time, they probably will just ban it outright.
Mm-hmm. I agree that that'd be really cool and a great step forward, but I don't see a universe in which they do that, especially since they just reprinted the card as is. If they're going to do that, they would have done it, I think, last ban announcement so they could reprint it errata this cycle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
There's talks of people banning... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Will.
I think it'll be cool. I just don't think they're going to do it.
There's people talking. I keep hearing like the idea of banning Orcish Bowmaster in Modern, and like I just don't see like it's a cool card, and like if anything, I feel like that may be the card keeping the One Ring slightly in check because you can't just hammer away and draw 50 billion cards without consequences anymore when you have Orcish Bowmaster. Like you can't be like, okay, activate my One Ring for 5. I'm about to play another one anyway. Here's an Orcish Bowmaster. That makes it a little bit more interesting. I feel like if they ban Orcish Bowmaster, then the One Ring almost becomes uncontested at that point. There's nothing punishing the
except for Shieldred.
That's true.
Shieldred being 4 mana, I think, prevents it from stopping One Ring in the same way, though.
Yeah.
4 mana and double black.
But
I think Bowmaster's fine in Modern. If it's going to get banned anywhere, it's probably going to be Legacy, but I don't know.
But Wizards doesn't care about Legacy, so predictions for Legacy, no changes. Predictions for Vintage, no changes. Predictions for Commander, unban Primeval Titan. Prediction for Oathbreaker. Who fuck cares?
All right, so I think everybody's giving their predictions except you. Did you give one, Will? I don't.
I want Fury. I want Grief banned more than Fury. I think they both need to go. I mean, you can honestly just copy paste what I said last time. Grief just makes unfun gameplay. It's you sculpt their hand, and then when you win, you always hear the story of, "Hey, I just beat a Grief. I just beat a double Grief on turn 1." And it's just like, and then you get to do it again. And you get to do it again.
Well, yeah.
It's just awful.
I think the big argument for banning Fury is twofold, right? So one, if they're saying, as I think they said in the announcement, whenever it was, that the 2 decks they're looking for are Scam and Beans, right? Again, both those decks run Fury. It's the common denominator. Easiest way to just take out the 2 decks is just ban Fury. Second, if you take out Fury, it makes the Scam decks a lot worse. We've seen mono black Scam decks that are around a little bit, but they're not nearly as good because, yeah, sure, you still have to run. You have to run the Scam effects, which in general are not good cards. The 1 mana black Undying effect, not a great card. You don't really want to run that if you don't have 8 options to hit on turn 1. So it makes that card a lot worse. And we've seen like the mono black decks that don't do nearly as good as the red black Scam. And we also saw, what was it, Orzhov right after MH2 that did nothing. The deck was dead after like 3 weeks. So I think Grief probably should go. I don't think it's a fun card and enough people dislike it and will be mad if it sticks around. But I also think if they don't ban it, people will forget in 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, without Grief, either one, I guess. Mostly Fury. Without Fury, Rakdos midrange almost just starts to resemble more of just like a Jund deck from back in the day, which that's fallen off the face of the universe, basically.
How Tarmogoyf has fallen. How the Goyf has fallen.
Hey, I had my fun playing Jund, so it's okay. It's I've kind of accepted it at this point, but yeah, I think that I agree. I think that the deck kind of loses its staying power without the turn 1. Here's an 8/8. Also, your board is dead. Like that's the thing that kind of makes that ridiculous to play against. But okay, well, we have about 5-10 more minutes left where we can just kind of discuss some random things. So I think this has been interesting being our discussion. And you'll also, if you tune in next week, we'll be recording Monday of the banning, so we'll have kind of a debriefing at that point.
We have 10 minutes left. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
Oh, I was going to say, if we have 10 minutes left, we can play my favorite game. Guess that card that's on my desk.
Arboreal Grazer.
Ooh, that's a close one, but not the one I'm touching. All right. Name that blue and white card.
Is it a creature?
It is a creature. It is not Sphinx's Revelation.
Is it Dream Trawler?
It is not a Dream Trawler.
Okay.
Is it in Standard?
It is not in Standard.
Is it Lavinia?
No.
Is it a rare?
It is a rare.
Okay.
After we do this, there is actually one thing I wanted to discuss too.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, please, no. That's
okay. So we have a not legal in Standard, rare blue and white creature.
Is it legendary?
It is legendary.
Is it 3 or more mana?
It is 3 or more mana. It is.
Is it exactly 3?
It is not exactly 3. What'd you say, Matt?
So it's more than 3 mana.
Is it? It's not. Okay, I was going to say it's a Spell Queller. But...
It is not.
More than 3 mana and legendary.
Oh, is it Urza?
It is not Urza because it's blue and white.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it Pioneer legal?
Yes, it is Pioneer legal.
Is it played in Pioneer?
Not as much as it used to be.
Not as much as it used to be. Okay, so it used to be played in Pioneer. Blue and Light Legendary, more than 3 mana. It's not Lavinia. Is it a Planeswalker?
Nope, it's a creature. We've already been over that.
Okay, all
right. Is it 4 mana?
No.
5.
Yes.
Okay. 5 mana, blue, white, legendary.
What'd you say?
Is it a Farah?
No.
That's 4 mana.
You're 4 mana.
Oh, thanks.
This is on my desk because I used to play a meme version of Amulet called Yori Amulet, where I played stuff like Wall of Blossoms.
You're an Amulet.
Yeah. It was not good, but boy howdy, have you ever ephemerated a Cultivator Colossus?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever downloaded a car?
Yes.
Well,
I'm downloading a car right now.
as we are kind of wrapping things up, I know that we're just all really excited about the next few months because we have a lot of competitive events coming up. Winter and summer, I feel like, are kind of like the highlights for Magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually when things tend to pop off. So next week, we a few of us are going to be at Eternal Weekend.
Yay!
And we were kind of wanting to touch on kind of our plans for the weekend. So I ended up getting the VIP pass. I might play. I just couldn't resist it. That Thoughtseize playmat is just too cool.
It is really good.
And I looked it up. Apparently, there has never been a Lorwyn art Thoughtseize playmat. There was a Theros Thoughtseize playmat, but there was not one for the Lorwyn art. So I'm excited to get my hands on that.
And, grubby little hands.
Yeah, my grubby little hands.
A little sticky too.
Little grubby MacGuffins.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got that. I'm planning on playing Delver a whole bunch and maybe borrowing some decks for other side events and being bad with those. I might be playing in the main event. I know, Will, you said you're playing in the main event. Have you decided on what you're going to play yet? Or you
haven't decided. It's between 3 decks. It's going to be either Rhino's 8-cast or that new combo deck that's basically just 8-cast.
The Paradox.
Gonna play outcome? Mississippi River?
No, Paradoxical Outcome. That deck is beautiful.
Yeah?
Have you seen it? It's so cool. You use Grim Monolith and you play One Ring, and then you play Paradoxical Outcome and you untap all your stuff, and then you can loop a Pirate Spellbomb with Emery infinitely. It's great.
Oh boy.
You can also do Aetherflux Reservoir and all that. It looks sweet, and it just happens that I have all the cards except for Grim Monoliths, and I think I'm getting like somebody because I'm borrowing a copy, I think.
So in the coming days, probably if you follow our live streams on Twitch, you could probably expect to see a little bit more Legacy being played. I mean, we primarily play Legacy at this point, I think, anyway. But especially now, everybody's trying to get some testing in before the main thing. So that is what we have coming up in the next weekend. For this weekend, we are doing the BCS, which is a local tournament held here in Birmingham, Alabama. Everybody, we were talking about streaming it, and we kind of all looked around like a Mexican standoff because everybody's queued for it. There's nobody to stream. So
the Birmingham Championship Series is a thing that is not restricted to people in Birmingham. If you show up to one of the events, shut up, Will. If you show up, so they are team events held by Gear Gaming Birmingham. All you have to do is just follow them on Facebook, join the Facebook page, the Birmingham Championship Series, find out when we're having an event, come up to Gear Birmingham, play some Magic.
Lose this because we always win.
throughout the year, I think it's like once a month we will have a qualifier where it'll be like some sort of team event. I think we had Modern Unified, we had Pioneer, Legacy, and Modern. We've had Pauper being played. We've had Standard play at some point. If you're ever in the South, please come out and have fun at these events. They're a lot of fun to play, and it's a great way of like independently owned store to kind of spread some more competitive Magic. It started because there was no more path to the Pro Tour, but it's kind of been a nice way to still just play a bunch of team Magic.
And there is something special about the BCS2 because it has fostered a pretty tight knit community. Like everybody knows each other. Like if you go there, everybody's bantering back and forth and palling around. Everybody's friends with one another. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe tournament. And if you're I love the kitty. My kitties have been making appearances here and there.
This is Gideon, my fat son.
Gideon. Oh, I love orange kitties. But it is a great community. If you are planning on attending, definitely message the store because we fill up routinely. And space is limited because it is just an independently operated store. So if you're planning on coming, we would love for you to attend. Just message ahead, pre-register if you can. Don't want anyone driving out there for nothing. That's the last thing you want.
Also, don't beat us. I want to win.
Yeah, and concede.
You can come, but be bad.
Yes, if you play against any. So it's really funny. Me and the beautiful person below me is Drew. We are on a team called Gingerbread Crew. You've seen Josh, who streams. Josh is our third teammate, our legacy anchor, and then the two pals to my other side, Matt and Will, are on their own team called the Burger Kangs.
We gotta go get crowns.
The Burger King around us closed down. I need to get someone else has to get the Burger King.
Luckily, there's one right across from the store. So. You want to guess which one of us is playing Legacy?
It's actually, I think, isn't Matt playing Legacy?
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, is Kenny playing Legacy?
He is.
Oh God, I can't wait to tell Josh. I can't wait to watch Josh beat him on Death in Texas.
He won't. Josh has this thing where he cannot beat Kenny. That's where the phrase came from. It's just like when I'm playing anybody else, I draw exactly what I need. But I'm playing Kenny. I'm drawing Dave and Buster gift cards.
Oh God!
I have had that curse with Drew before. That I finally broke it at the last one. I finally beat you. But
I feel like
before it was like I talked with Will about it before I know you better than I do now. I was like, I don't know what it is. If I get paired against Drew, I can't beat him. He always beats me. He must think I'm just a fucking idiot or something at this point.
Well, I think my favorite quote from you about me that I heard through the grapevine was that you said that I think the reason that Drew does good a lot of the time is that just no one respects him. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
Or you playing Merfolk?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean Merfolk's a real deck, and I think you pointed it out before too. Is like people. You sit down and play Aethervial or Island, Cursecat, or whatever, and they're like, oh, Merfolk, I haven't seen that in forever. And then you just mollywop them, and they're like, oh, it's Merfolk.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
No, I never not respected Merfolk. I got my ass whipped by that many times.
I feel like I am that person. I am the Kenny to Josh for like Patrick and Maxwell. Maxwell has said on multiple occasions that no matter what I'm playing, he just can't, because he's played his combo deck, his Astarak combo deck when I'm on green, and he just can't beat me. And then I'll just I'll be playing Amulet, and he just can't beat me on Amulet.
Yeah, it's funny how those kind of pseudo curses just kind of come and go. Oh man!
Have you ever heard the story about when was it Drew? You had a dream that I told you something.
No, it was somebody told me that you said right after Fury came out. Someone said that you beat me a couple times just because I wasn't playing Master of Waves, which has Pro Red, and so I put 2 Master Waves in my deck. And the next time I played you, you beat me with Rhinos.
Oh, you know how you beat Master Waves.
Who told you that? I'm like, I never said that. So.
Just don't play. How do you do it, Matt?
You just cast a red spell again, and then it kills it. that happened to one of our friends. Someone was playing Merfolk, and they had Master Waves, and it was like some modern weekly event, and they had Master Waves, and then they top deck. They're like, Bolt Master Waves. He said has Pro Red, can't be dealt damage. And he said, oh, okay. Next turn, Anger of the Gods. Okay. You just play into it. I can't remember who that was, but it was so funny.
I promise it wasn't me.
No, it was someone different. It's so funny that when I heard that.
Anger of the Gods. Okay.
You got me. Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Well, we are right at an hour. So if are there any parting thoughts or final anything anybody wants to say before we wrap for the evening?
Roll Tide, Dan Fury.
Well, to cap off this evening, thank y'all for joining us and us having this fun little discussion. I'll
expect my check in the mail.
Okay, that's 5%.
Going forward, it's going to be me and Matt. You're going to be seeing a lot of me, and you're going to be seeing a lot of Matt going forward on the podcast. So
the Beard Crew on Mondays, and then
if you don't want to see them, you can listen on Spotify.
But yeah, no. We're shooting for a. I'm glad you brought that up. I did want to touch on this briefly. We are recording on Mondays now, and then you should see the episodes come up Wednesday morning. So that'll kind of give us a window to touch on any kind of tournament results over the weekend, any kind of BNR announcements. Usually things like that fall on Monday. So that'll give us a little bit of time to digest and give our fresh thoughts on it. So I just feel like that's a good time window. So you should be seeing us on Wednesdays going forward. But yeah, no, I think that will just about do it. So since Josh is not here, really need Josh to come do this outro for us. But the best part about Magic is the gathering. I want all y'all to remember that. We will see y'all next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.